You know that feeling, right? You've got a complaint, or maybe you really need some advice, but finding the right words, it feels so tricky. Well, today, we're gonna crack that code and figure out how to get it right every single time.
Oh, that sinking feeling. We've all had it. Maybe it's a brand new gadget that just stops working. Or maybe you're facing a problem and you have no idea how to even start asking for help. It's so frustrating, right? Needing help, but feeling like asking is this huge, complicated thing.
But guess what? It really doesn't have to be that way. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and we're going to build you a communication toolkit. I'm talking about turning that frustration into a real solution, just by using the right words, clearly and effectively.
All right, first things first. Let's just all agree on something. Everyone has complaints. It's a universal thing, right? Every single day, we run into problems, big ones, small ones, and we just wish we knew how to fix them.
You know, it could be something really personal, like you look in the mirror and your hair is just a disaster, a total catastrophe. Or you see a problem on your skin that you just wish would vanish. These are those little everyday frustrations that can honestly just pile up and drive you crazy.
And sometimes it's bigger than that. It's a real lifestyle thing. Maybe you're at a crossroads, You're looking at your habits and thinking, is this really what I want for my future? You're looking for a whole new path, a way to make a change.
So, whether it's your hair or your health, all of these frustrations, they boil down to one really simple but powerful question. What can I do? And that's the magic moment, right? That's when a complaint stops being just a complaint and starts becoming a search for some good advice.
Okay, so take a look at these different situations. The hair, the skin, the bigger life questions. What's the one thing they all have in common?
You got it. Every single one of them needs to ask for and get some solid advice. And here's the kicker. Having the right words is like having the key that unlocks the perfect solution. So let's go find that key.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to open up what I like to call your advice toolkit. Because the words we use, they aren't just words. Think of them like tools, precision instruments, and we're about to learn how to pick the right one for the right job.
So first, let's make sure we're on the same page. What even is advice? Super simple. It's an opinion you give someone about what they should do. But, and this is a big but, how you say it, that changes everything.
Okay, in our toolkit, we've got three main players: should, must, and had better. And just look at them. They are not created equal. Each one has a different weight, a different level of seriousness. Let's start with the friendliest one, should. Think of this as your gentle nudge, a friendly suggestion. When you say, you should see a doctor, you're not ordering them around. You're just offering a helpful opinion. It's polite, and hey, the final choice is still theirs.
Okay, now let's level up. Let's talk about must. This is way stronger than a suggestion. This is for when something is absolutely necessary. Like the instructions on a bottle of shampoo. You must use on your head only. There's no wiggle room there. It's a rule. You just have to do it.
And finally, the heavy hitter, had better. Whoa, this one is strong advice that comes with a built-in warning. If you say you had better eat healthy food, you're basically saying or else. You're hinting at a bad outcome if they don't listen. This one's all about urgency.
Okay, we've got our tools. Now let's see them in action. We're going to dive into a super classic, real-world situation. A customer with a complaint about a pair of jeans.
So picture this. A customer walks back into the store holding up a pair of jeans. And she is not happy. She's totally convinced they're just falling apart. Defective. In her mind, this is a clear-cut case of a bad product.
The word she uses is flimsy. Thin, light, not very strong. And get this, that one little word, flimsy, is the tiny spark that's about to cause a huge communication fire.
Because, on the other side of the counter, the salesperson is looking at the exact same pair of jeans and sees something totally different. They see fashion. To them, the jeans aren't flimsy, they're loose-fitting, lightweight. That's the style. And right there, boom, a complete and total communication breakdown.
This kind of mix-up happens all the time. And it's often about just simple clarity. So here's a little pro tip for you that can make a massive difference. In English, when you have two words that act like one thing, a compound noun, you always stress the first word. So it's not a hair dryer, it's a hair dryer. A coffee cup, see? It's a tiny detail, but it can literally change how people understand you.
Okay, so we've got the basics down. Now it's time for an upgrade. Let's add some killer phrases to your toolkit that'll make you sound super polite and way more effective, no matter which side of the complaint you're on.
Check these out. 2 absolute powerhouse phrases. If you're the customer, starting with, if you could, is magic. It softens your request and turns a demand into a polite question. And if you're the one helping, saying, it sounds like, is gold. It instantly shows you're actually listening and builds trust. Both of these are designed to just cool things down.
So let's just break it down into 2 simple steps. Step 1, making a polite request. Always try starting with, if you could. It's just way less confrontational. Step 2, trying to show you get it. Start with, it sounds like. Bam, you're on their team. So simple, right? But oh my gosh, so effective.
And there you have it. We went from that feeling of total frustration to having a whole toolkit packed with solutions. You know the difference between a gentle should, a serious must, and that urgent had better. You've got what you need to communicate more clearly and with way more confidence. So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you have these tools, what's the first piece of advice you're going to give?